soft pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and rating it rain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom, we manifest dreams. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Boy, I tell you what, it is very, very nippy out here. Oh, man, it's insane. It is absolutely insane out there. But fortunately, we only have a couple of days of this, and then we're past. Tell you what a great weekend this was of sports. Of course, it was the NFC Championship games this weekend, and we got one really good game, and then we got one game that wasn't so great simply because everybody was hurt. I mean, when you're down to your 14 quarterback, when Purdy went out, they really weren't doing a whole lot before he went out. So when it happened, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't think they were going to beat Philly anyway, and Jalen Hurts did not play that well. He doesn't seem like he's still 100% healthy, but I can promise you, if he does what he did against Kansas, does that against Kansas City the way he played against the Eagles, Kansas City will have Patrick Mahomes will have his second. He and Andy Reid will have their second Super Bowl. So anyway, what a great game it was! What a great weekend, man! I tell you what, that game was everything that we thought it was going to be. We're just going to go ahead and go to the Bengals and the Chiefs. What a great game. And it's always came down to the defense not making plays. And Chris Jones even last year said, hey, I had a chance to get him and I didn't. And he dedicated himself all year long to being in that point. And what did he do? He get him twice. And Eric Mangini was talking about how there was roughing the passer on second time. That was not roughing the passer. He did not put his body weight on him. You could just tell. He just put him down, and that was it. He did not do anything. That's just this officiating crap. It's just I'm over it. The foul, what happened to LeBron, the non-call, that was egregious. Not rough. I mean, Patrick Mahomes got hit in the face twice by 58, and they didn't call that. So stop it. Bengals fans, the bottom line is the Chiefs defense stepped up. They hadn't stepped up the last couple of times. They stepped up. Cincinnati had 2 fourth-quarter drives. One was a punt. One was INT. So stop it with the officiating. The only time I can cry it is the Lakers and the Celtics game. That was a foul. The Bucks against our Thunder, that was crazy. That was a little bit, but come on, Bengals fans, great game. Your guy just made a bonehead call, a thing at the end, fouling Mahomes, pushing him out of bounds. He was going hard, and he had a great game. But it was the bottom line is it's 8 seconds left. You're trying to tell me that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy could not drop a play that's going to get them 10 yards. It only takes 5 to 6 seconds to get a pass and get it out of bounds. So that's what you're really trying to tell me. You're full of crap. They're going to do that. So I don't believe that for one instance. But what a great game it was. Mahomes finally got it. And I told people all day, and I told them yesterday, I told them on Saturday, told them all week long, you can't talk trash. You can't give people bulletin board material. And all these non-athletes, they just don't get it. Dude, you can't, when it's evenly matched, you can't give me any more motivation than I already have to beat you. And the Chiefs didn't say anything except for Willie Gay. And, of course, Willie doesn't seem to be the sharpest tool in the shed, but great player, athletic, extremely gifted But you got to keep your mind straight, bro. You can't be getting caught up in this. Let them run all their mouth, like Chris Jones said. We do our talking. What did he say when he walked off the podium? See y'all Sunday at Burrowhead. It's all the talking he was doing. I'm gonna do my talking when it counts, not on social media, not everywhere else. So that's what great teams do. That's what teams with class and style do. They don't run their mouths. They do their talking on the field. Chiefs got away 1-1, all the things they had, putting Sky Moore back there because they were hurt. And I don't want to hear any more about Mahomes and who's the best. It's him. And then everybody else. Burrow had beat him 3 times, and I went over this the other day. All 3 games, how they won. And this is a difference. In the fourth quarter, the Chiefs' defense stepped up, and they didn't last time. He got away with it last year. Okay? They could have sacked him, and they didn't. So I don't want to hear about all the nonsense. You know what you do wrong. You use it as motivation. You come back the next year, and you fix it. That's what you do as an athlete, as a player. You don't sit there and you cry about it and all this nonsense. You just come back and you dedicate yourself to getting better. You dedicate yourself to making things better. You work your butt off. That's what you do. You don't sit there and cry about it. That's just idiotic. Now Niners and Eagles, man, I tell you what, uh, the Eagles. I mean, their offensive defensive line is just, oh my goodness. I am a little bit worried about the championship games, the Super Bowl, simply because Mahomes is going to have to be able to get around. Because remember, the last time he faced a rush like this was against San Francisco when he did win the Super Bowl, and he had to finally figure it out in the fourth quarter what to do against the rush because they were both of them were coming at him all over the place. So, but he did get it figured out, and he did get it done. So, hey, I see I'm joined by my guy Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. What's up, brother?
I'm back.
I see, bro. You took a week off, man.
Man, tell you what, dude, this strep throat and flu ain't no joke.
No, it's not, brother. No, it is not. Well,
Plus, when you
go
two
ahead.
babies strep throat, that didn't help either.
I see where you're on camera now, man. I know if I know you'll start being on camera, I'll just switch the thing to get you. I can see you, but they can't see you.
That's all right. You
But
see, I've started already.
I see you got your you switch gears. I see you got your North Carolina blue on already.
Yeah, it is officially hate week.
When do they play the Nukies?
Uh,
Wednesday?
Saturday night
Oh, it's next Saturday. It's this coming Saturday. Okay.
coming up.
Well, let's talk about the Eagles and Niners and start back off with that. And
Yeah,
dude, I tell you what, the Niners, dude, who was Josh Johnson? Who was that? Do you
I don't
even?
know.
I was like, who is this guy?
I didn't realize he played for that many teams.
Yeah, I know. Was it 9 teams or whatever? Something crazy,
Yeah, something crazy. But
dude.
I see why
Yeah, you
he's
see why he's
terrible.
played by so. Yeah, dude, he was. He reminded me of the OU quarterback against Texas. That's what he
Mm.
reminded me of. He got in the game like, oh my God, this is way. What am I doing here? That's what it looked like, Drew.
Well, honestly, they should have. If I was them, I would have just let McCaffrey run in the
Shotgun,
shot and just
Wildcat,
switch
the Wildcat.
a better chance of doing what they were doing that way if they did with that guy
Yeah,
under
but the
center.
problem is their offensive line could not handle their defensive line, so that wasn't going to happen. They know that all you can do is run. They're going to stack the box, and there's no. But I agree with you. It was just as bad. And you put Purdy in there; he can't throw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I mean, you can't wrap him up. I guess that's the difference between the sixth round and the first rounder, maybe.
Again, I was. I it was just bad. I wish I had that 3 hours.
Yeah, you wish you had it back, do you? Yeah, I was at the gym yesterday, had to work, and watched Trey Young's little brother play last night. Got to talk to his dad, Ray, for a little bit. But anyway, so I did watch part of it. I didn't get to see the whole thing because when Purdy went out, I'm like, okay, this is not good. This is not going
Mm-hmm.
to be good. So, Bengals Chiefs. What did you think? Are you like the Bengals fans who crying uh,
No,
refereeing?
there were bad calls both ways. But I mean, it just boils down to Burrow really didn't play all that great yesterday. He threw 2 picks. two crucial picks, and then you had Mahomes on one leg, and you couldn't beat him. I mean, Mahomes was basically restricted to staying in the pocket except for the last play, and then you rough him when he's 2 feet out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a bonehead play, no doubt, dude.
With
I was listening to Skip. I can't listen to him, Skip Bayless. I can't listen to him, Drew. He is
yeah,
so. He was talking
uh,
about how horrible Mahomes played, and that Burrow outplayed him, and his two interceptions were not his fault. I go, that first interception was terrible. That was a
yeah,
terrible throw. The second one, that was a great defensive play. But I'm like, dude, that guy he gets stuck on something, and it doesn't matter what. I'm like, what happened to journalism?
hmm
You know what I'm saying? What happened to being
yeah.
a journalist? He's just
He's
somebody who says whatever so people can watch him.
yeah, he's just clickbait.
That's all
That's
he is, dude. It's just terrible. I'm like, man, what are you? Dude, you used to be reputable, but now what are you? I don't get it. I don't get it,
yeah,
Drew. But what a great game
yeah.
that
That was a
was,
great game. I'm actually kind of excited to watch the Super Bowl, especially after watching all how the Philly fans reacted yesterday and how they treat other fans. I mean, it's they
That's
were
just
literally
them.
they literally will not have anyone rooting for them unless you are a Philadelphia Eagle fan.
That's
That's it.
just them, Drew. You know how they've always been like that.
You couldn't pay me to go to that stadium.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Just
that
think if you're
stadium.
a Cowboys fan, you're really
Oh,
brave if you're a Cowboys fan going to that stadium. You're brave.
yeah. No, that's another thing is I think we all got robbed of the NFC Championship game that could have happened. Dallas just choking the way they did 2 weeks ago. They ruined a great Sunday because I think that would have been a great game.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more. I tell you what, if Jalen Hurts played against the Cowboys the way he
I keep
played against
that's
the 49ers, they would have got beat. The Cowboys would
yeah.
be in the Super Bowl. There's no question. You know,
He's not well. He can't throw the football.
no, he can't. That shoulder's hurt, and then he got dinged up a couple times. They fell on his shoulder a couple more times. You know,
Yeah, right there at the end, he
yeah,
took a shot.
yeah, he did. I'm going, man. Everybody talks about their defense and how they're gonna kill Mahomes and all. I said, man, dude,
Back.
y'all are high.
Yeah,
Andy Reid is way smarter and
yeah,
they're way. If you think they're not gonna scheme some stuff against your defense, and the only thing that you got to worry about from the Chiefs is the right tackle, Andrew Wiley. There's their weak link is him.
yeah. And they'll scheme off. They're not going to get the edge rusher for the Eagles, the strong safety. That's going to get nipped in the butt. He does that against Patrick Mahomes in 2 weeks. Mahomes is going to take off running for 25 yards. It's just I don't know. I digress. I can't stand the Eagles or their fan base or anything about them. I just think it was absolutely repugnant of some of the stuff I saw on Facebook and Twitter and just the way they treat fans. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, to me, you just ruin an environment and just they're just a pariah.
They don't care, Drew.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
mean,
them. They've always
I
been like that.
I saw some videos of their parking lot, like after they left the stadium, and just the amount of destruction and just absolute dumbasses, for a lack of a better word. I mean, on the Raiders, at least you had the black hole and you had some sort of identity, and you knew you were going into the black hole. But I mean, these guys, they got little kids flipping people off, 9-year-old kids,
Yeah.
and I'm just unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm just going, man. It's just to me, but that's football is so much different. We were talking about that yesterday. I was talking to Rayford Young yesterday. We were talking about, because Trey Young's dad. And he was like, he said, man, he goes, you don't even know how some of these people are. You're sitting there and you're hearing them, and that's your son that they're talking about. And you just want to turn around and go, really?
I just
But you can't.
Well, and I enjoy going to another opponent's, stadium and seeing what they have to offer and going out on the town and going into the bars and the restaurants and, I mean, I like to get rowdy just like the next guy, but good Lord. I mean, just let someone that just paid $2,000 for a ticket to the game enjoy their time like they'd want to come back. I mean, why would you ever want to go to Crackadelphia in your entire
Yeah.
life?
Well, the
I
question
mean,
is, how are they going to be in the Super Bowl?
just think about this. Let me preface this to you, Matt. Think about drunk Philly fan at the Waste Management Open. On
Oh God. Oh.
Think about that for a
Oh.
minute, and that's what Scottsdale is in for.
Oh. I forgot all about that. And
Yeah,
the Waste Management Open is crazy as it is.
you're going to have drunk Philly fan, obnoxious, drunk, arrogant, piss ass drunk Philly fan on the 19th hole at the Phoenix Open next Sunday, right before the Super Bowl.
With a bunch of drunk, crazy, idiotic fans who don't know anything about golf, who just are going there for the experience.
Oh, and how many Philly fans are going to get thrown out of the Phoenix Open? How many? What's we're under thousands?
Some of them may not make it to the game because they'll be in
No.
jail.
Yeah, they'll be in jail.
I mean, it's just stupid, dude. It's stupid. So, what is your? I went and looked up and the Super Bowl. Here are the early picks. Just want to get your opinion on it. It's pick 'em over under
Yeah.
49.5.
Yep. So last night when it came out, it was 2.5. I bumped it to 3 and took the Chiefs, and I took the over.
Chiefs -3 or +3?
+3 last night when it first came out. It was -1.5. It right after the game was over, and I jumped on the Chiefs +3. I paid the juice and bumped it up to 3 points, but I don't. It's just me, and I won't ever bet on the Eagles, but I don't think that they're going to be able to score enough points against it. I think the Chiefs are going to score on them. I think their secondary. I mean, and they're all talking about how great their defense is. I watched Dak Prescott light that secondary up.
Yeah,
as the same secondary that's playing in the Super Bowl. They were healthy, they were ready to go, and Dak Prescott threw for damn near 500 yards. So I look for Mahomes to be healthy. I look for him to be able to scramble. Hopefully, Travis Kelce's healthy, and I think that the Eagles will score. I think that they're going to give you some problems in the run game. I think Hurts will give them some trouble with his legs. I think that they might be able to get downfield against the Chiefs secondary. They give up a lot of long balls and Hurts.
Not the other day, not yesterday.
No, they didn't. But and I think that may be a good tune-up for them. Playing Burrow before they go see Hurts. I mean, Hurts doesn't throw a ball like Joe Burrow does.
No, he does not. Nobody does. He throws a beautiful ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you can keep Hurts in the pocket and make him throw the football, then I think it makes for a long day for the Eagles. But
we'll see. Well, the thing is this: that the Chiefs have two fast linebackers in Willie Gay and Bolton, so they can spy. One of them is going to be the spy on Hurts. I can promise you that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
wherever he's going to go, one of them is going to be there. But my thing is this, Drew. Some of the throws that Mahomes made yesterday, I'm just like, how the hell are you throwing? I mean, he's using all arm.
On one leg.
One leg. It's just stupid, dude. And he's playing with Kemp. They brought him up from the practice squad on Saturday.
Yep. Yeah, I just my early lean is on the Chiefs. I think they've had the better quarterback. They have the better coach. They have the better kicker. For our special teams, I give them an edge in offense. I would give the edge to Philly on defense. Running game, I'd say it's pretty much a wash. Not very. I don't know about Sanders. I mean, he doesn't really impress me all that much. He does all right, but I think Hurts is probably their best running back.
Yeah. Well, because they talk about how great they ran the ball. I go, that's because of Hurts. He's a lot of that.
I mean, yesterday I was listening to people say how Hurts shut up all the naysayers. I'm like, he was 15 out of 25 for 121 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
Right.
He game manager yesterday. They put him out there and told him not to lose the game after Purdy went down.
Yep.
Don't do anything. So anybody that thinks Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the league, when you look at Patrick Mahomes, it goes 29 out of 42 for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, come on. I mean,
he's just
you got all these. You got all these Sooner fans around here that want to claim Jalen Hurts like he's a Sooner, born and bred. I'm just tired.
He's not a Sooner fan. He doesn't even. He talks about when they ask him what school he goes to. When they do that, he talks about his high school. He doesn't even bring up Alabama or OU.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. But the whole thing is this: if he has to thank Lincoln Riley, or he would not be in the NFL. That's a fact. If he
And
stayed at Alabama, he would not be a fan. It has nothing to do with OU. It was Lincoln Riley.
he has had a great year as far as his team's great. They they're in the Super Bowl. But let's just leave it at that. Let's not go overboard and start comparing to the likes of Josh Allen's and Joe Burrows and Patrick Mahomes and
No, none of those. None of those. None of those. I mean, but I like Jalen for what he's done. Is he does, but just think about this: they're getting ready to pay him $50 million.
Yeah, crazy. They're about to make that Dak Prescott mistake.
I was like, man, no, who's gonna make the mistake is how about them paying Daniel Jones 30? I'm like, 30 million?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, you gotta give I would give Jalen Hurts 35 to 40 million. That's about what I would give him. I mean, because I'm not gonna give you what the problem is if they don't do it this year, they have to wait to after next year, they're gonna pay him 50 million.
Yeah, and it's more, I think, more with the times, and how much you're actually having to pay quarterbacks, and he's going to have a good agent, and like I said, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him.
No, nothing from him. I agree.
He is a good quarterback, but he is not an elite quarterback. He is not an MVP caliber quarterback. If you take away that offensive line and make him, you put him in Mahomes' position yesterday where he's on one leg. Are you telling me that Jalen Hurts is going to make those throws?
No.
No. He's not.
No. There's the only I mean, Mahomes is the only one that could play the way he played yesterday. Yeah. He's the only one.
Schedule this year. They only beat 4 teams with above 500 record season. I mean, he got hurt at the end of the year, which I think maybe might have done him some good because he got to rest, even though I think his shoulder's probably not 100% healed, but he wasn't a good thrower of the football anyway. So he got to sit back. He rested for 3 weeks, and they should be ready to go, and it should be a good Super Bowl.
I agree. It's going to be a good Super Bowl. I'm excited about that. How about those NBA scores, man? I mean, we talked about that LeBron deal because I said earlier in the show, I was talking about them talking about how the fouls weren't getting called. No, that non-call on LeBron was pathetic.
And he's looking right.
I mean, my deal is there's 2 of them.
And you just had 3 horrible, highly questionable calls go against the Lakers in the last 3 minutes of that game on Saturday night, and then you just swallow the whistle and don't call that foul on. And like I said, we've been on this show hundreds of times, and neither one of us are a big LeBron James fan, but because he cries a lot. But he had a good point. He is going to the hole hard, physical, probably more than he's done in the last 2 years.
Yep.
And he is only averaging 4.5 free throws a game. When you look at the likes of some guys like James Harden and
even
Paul
SGA,
these guys are living on the free throw line at 11 and 12 free throws a game. And he's got a point. And I don't know what it is. But
he has it's the Shaq mentality. He is so much bigger and faster and stronger.
Right.
They just don't give him the calls.
Nope.
That's just it.
I mean, he's a freight train.
Yep.
And it's almost like they're making him play through the contact like they did with Shaq.
Yep, that's exactly right. So anyway, the Heat lost the Hornets in Charlotte last night, 122-117.
I'm glad that I wasn't paying attention because I'd have been on the Heat.
Yeah. Then, of course, you had the Grizzlies over the Pacers, and, Ja with a triple-double last night, and, Memphis visibly upset about what happened with the young man, and it's just, dude, he was 3 doors down from his house.
Really?
3 doors down from his house, 3 houses away from his house.
Oh,
that happened.
Yeah. It's such a bad deal.
Dude,
it's just sad.
And Drew, what's bad is they were all, and if it wasn't for that other camera, which they did not know about.
Yep.
I mean, they covered the skies, did whatever, man. Wow.
They might have got away with it if it wasn't for that street camera.
They would have got away with it. There's no question. And I agree with Stephen A. Smith. He goes, it has nothing to do with color anymore, but except the color blue. And that's it. And he goes, I'm sorry, it's the color blue. But
and this is the crazy thing is that Scorpion unit. I did some reading on it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
just because I like to be informed and read both sides
Yep.
and see what people are saying. And these are guys, that basically they brought in. They're giving carte blanche to these guys. They're
Yep.
supposed to be active unit that they bring in for the worst of the worst, right?
Right.
Of to basically riot control is what these guys are, and they're pulling over a 25-year-old skateboarder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who works at who works at FedEx?
yeah, I don't understand. Why did it take 6 or 8 of you? And
The
I mean,
ones standing around watching.
to me, that's just evil almost. I mean, what are you doing?
That's
What
just the
are you
power
doing?
of the badge. That's what that
Yeah.
is. I can do whatever I want, which is what Stephen A. Smith was talking about. Has nothing to do with white cops beating up black deals. That is simply cops looking at that guy and going, "I can do whatever I want because I can." That's all
Do
that
you
is. That has nothing to do with that. So,
and
but anyway,
do you think that I can I can see if it's one guy and he gets in a scuffle with a guy, and those guys deal with a lot of pressure. I mean, a regular cop in Memphis, I would not want their job. I
nope.
would not.
Or in east
But
side of Oklahoma City or any
yeah,
of those. Yes, agreed.
but you got 5 hardened, supposedly the best of the best.
Huge,
Of,
Drew. Big
yeah,
dudes.
big dudes, and they
Big
just
dudes.
literally decided we're gonna. That's a hate crime,
Yep,
dude.
I
That's what
agree.
it is, a hate
I
crime.
agree.
It's got nothing to do with race. That's just hate, evil. Those
Well,
guys took it
that's now.
upon
See,
them.
I disagree with the race thing because Ja put it on the deal, Drew, and that's like we're gonna move on after this. But
Yeah,
my thing is this: a white person has no idea what it's like to have a DWB when you pulled over because of the color of your skin and you ain't done
agree.
nothing. And I've
I
been
agree.
I've been in that situation many times. Fortunately, I've always diffused the situation, but
Yep.
I've been pulled over for the stupidest shit ever. And guy with a gun in his hand. I'm looking at him like, why does your partner have a gun on his hand on his gun? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm
Yep.
black, I've got my hat on backwards, I got sunglasses, and I'm smoking a cigar, driving a Mercedes. Really? But anyway,
Uh-huh. Yep.
so I disagree with that, but we're gonna move on.
Yep.
Clippers,
No, it's just sad to put a bow on it. It's
yeah,
sad.
it's sad. It really is. It's sad. But it's like Josh said, dude. It's sad when you got to be worried about going home.
Yep.
I'm just going home. My house is right there. I'm
Yeah,
reckless driving. I'm right there. So
they weren't where he lived. They
yeah,
were
no,
that.
they didn't care.
Yeah.
They just didn't
No.
care. Clippers, dude, the Cavs, man, took care of business
Yep.
last night by 23 over the Clips.
Yep. There's the Clippers again. They win one, lose one. It's just you never know what you're gonna get. They'll have a stretch where they play good for 2 or 3 games, and then I don't know. I guess they just take a night
Yeah,
off.
that was a back to back because they had played the Hawks the night before in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
lost him.
Because when I was talking to Rayford, he had just flew in from watching Trey and them, and he told me that Kawhi is looking really, really good. I go, he is. He goes, yeah, man, he's looking good now. And I said, oh, okay. He goes, the Clippers are going to be really dangerous if everybody stays healthy. And I go, that's
They're
what we
still,
always say.
they're still the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying. We always say that. They're just snake bitten, it seems like. Then
Yeah.
the last game was the Pistons killing
They'll lose
the Pelicans.
basketball in the playoffs to the Suns or something, and then they'll just absolutely the lawn chair will fold up in the yard, and they'll get pounded in Game 6, and that'll be it.
Yep. And then the Pistons killed the Pelicans last night. I was watching it. I'm like, wow. That would
How's
135 to 110.
Zion's done again. Did you see that?
Yep. And they just paid him. How much?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have did it. I was like, look, I don't care. I'm not paying you 180 guaranteed $1 million when you can't play. You can't
Yeah.
stay healthy. It's
He's like
almost
the
like
Greg Oden.
Lamar.
Greg Odom.
It's like Lamar too. Dude, you didn't miss 10 games in 2 years. We're offering you. I think they were offering him 170 million or something guaranteed. He said no. I mean, I'm just sorry, dude. You need to rethink that.
I mean, he may have to get out of there. It's again, he may be snake bit down there. He may have to go. I just don't know that what he's going to do. He just can't stay healthy.
He really can't. Zion can't. He just
only
can't.
12.
It's sad, but he's got his 80 million, so he's good. Magic tonight, Drew. The Magic at the Sixers tonight.
Yeah, I like the Sixers big in that game. Sixers are playing good right now. They're to me, they may be the favorite in the East. Them or the Celtics. And
Celtics aren't playing that great right now, though. Really, Drew.
they aren't. I mean, Lakers should have beat them. They should be losers of 4 in a row.
Yep, should have. Yep, they got robbed. Then you got the Lakers at the Nets tonight.
I don't like the Lakers at all tonight. I think they'll still be dwelling on the Celtics, and who knows what kind of effort you're going to get out of LeBron tonight. And although that KD might bring the best out of him, but that's not a good matchup for the Lakers.
I agree.
Kyrie them up, and they got nobody to guard KD.
Yep. Then you got the Kings and the T-Wolves.
That's gonna be a game of the night. Look at my T-Wolves, man. How good are they playing?
I know they really are. We need to do tomorrow. We need to do our NBA power rankings again tomorrow. We need to update that.
Yeah, the T-Wolves are playing good, and Sacramento. We've talked about this 100 times on this show. Sacramento is a much better home team.
Yep.
Than they are
a road team. Yep, I agree. But they are on the road too, so you got that pegged.
And this is one of my hot takes of the for the second half of the season. Watch for a fold in Sacramento there after the All-Star break. I'll be surprised if they finish in the top 8. What are they, 5th right now?
Yeah. Well, everybody's there's 8 teams with between 2.2 games dividing them right now. Something stupid like that.
This is the thing with Sacramento is all these teams are going to make moves at the trade deadline, and not very many people are going to want to make a to Sacramento.
No, they're really not. They're really not. Then you have the Wizards at San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean that'll probably be the least watched game of the night. I don't know. I mean, San Antonio.
I don't know, Pistons and the Mavs. That might be one of those who's going to watch. Who wants to watch that?
I don't really. I guess I would probably lean towards San Antonio just because the Wizards aren't a very good road team, and San Antonio, for whatever reason, seems to jump up and clip people at home. I don't know how. I don't even know one guy that plays on their team. I don't think.
Yep. I agree. Warriors at the Thunderdome tonight.
That'll be a great game. Should be a good atmosphere.
I think everybody's playing too. Looks like it.
Yeah. Hey, I hope so because I sure don't want to send you a text and
get blown. Yeah, dude, because you're full of it, man. Donovan Mitchell had missed the game before, and our guy, you're like, dude, what? He missed the game against Luka, and you talking about it's Oklahoma City? Come on, man.
Well, I got berated about that fact.
Bro, I'm like, man, quit talking about that. It's not true, dude. I'm just like, you're full of it.
I hope that the weather holds out here tonight and we don't get any more of this sleet and ice. And it should be a good atmosphere in there tonight. I know that Curry and I'd like to actually go to the game, but I still kind of on the mend and keep the girls home another couple of nights. I think.
Yep. I'm headed there after. I'll be there early tonight to watch the game.
Going with the Commander?
No.
Why not?
Well, I think the Commander's going with Kimberly. I think. I think he gave away the other 2 tickets. Right, I've got 2 tickets. Anyway, Pistons and the Mavs.
So what colors? What color are you going with the dude and I? Are you going salt and pepper or jet black?
Is that what we're doing right now? Are we really doing that right now? You're gonna call me out on the live stream? It's salt and pepper. Okay.
All there we go.
All right. The Raptors at the Suns.
That'll be a good game. Raptors are actually playing pretty well. I watched them play the other night. I tell you what, a physical bunch. They get after you on the defensive end. Siakam's tough. They got good guard play. They lack a little size inside. They seem to kind of give up a lot of second chance points and rebounds. But that should be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. And then last, the Hawks at Portland.
Yeah, man, my Hawks, they just up and down.
Yeah.
They just can't. They just don't play any defense. And if you don't play defense and you go on the road to the Rose Garden, you're probably going to get beat because that means Dame's probably going to have. That'll be a fun little matchup between Dame and Trey, though.
Yeah. They always tend to go with each other too. So it's that mano.
Minus the 2. It's probably not a good spot for the Hawks. You got to be able to play a little defense if you go to the Rose Garden. So I like Portland in that game.
Yep. And then of course our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. We appreciate everything they do for us, keeping us up and running. And if you have any needs for any computers or any software written to help your office run smoother, or any uh, websites, written software. They can do all of that stuff for you, get you up and going. And of course, Mark Long at SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, he is the guy to talk to there. Oak Grove Trucking and our guy, Jose Fierro. I have your shirt, Drew, so quit saying that. And then, of course, Greg and Max, Nafy at Nafco, always sponsoring us and having our back. And then last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they do. They are an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. They're also our sponsor for our minority women and black owned business remote live streams that we go out and do in Oklahoma City. And we appreciate them. And if you want to pre qualify online, you can do so at www.ynbok.com. www.ynbok.com.
The Horn Man or Nate or Carson. I mean, Ken Hess. If you get there before 2, you can see Ken.
Well, he actually left at 2. Actually, the other day when we were there, Nathan was on the air with us. Did a great job, by the way, Drew. Did a really good job. Yeah, he did. And did a good job for that. And he said that he would rather people come in because he likes the personal service.
Sure.
You know, he goes, do the online stuff if you want, but, they'd like to come in and meet and talk to you.
Put a name with a face and
press. Yep. And then also, Drew, if anybody have any questions, they can text us at 405-551-8300. If they have any questions, anything they want to do for that, we can. Then, of course,
now, how do we see their questions?
It'll pop up on my deal down here, and I'll tell them the question. If they use their names, then I can get their name. You know what I'm saying? If they use their names, it will pop up, and I can get it. But they'd have to use their name in the question, because if they don't, it would just be straight up. So
call in as well.
I'm sorry.
Are they going to be able to call in?
No, not yet. We have to do that when we get enough people to so we can get on. Once we get on our completely on YouTube, they'll be able to call in and do all that then. But they can't do it right now. So we're not there. We don't have enough people, Drew. Once these people start coming onto YouTube, signing in, and then liking, subscribing to us, then we could do it 100%. So that's what we got to do at this point. But right now,
I got to start doing a little marketing.
Yeah, we got to start doing that. So people will do that. It'll be able to pop up. I will be able to see them, and it'll be perfect. So when they do that, so that'll be good. But anyway, like our number, like I said, is 405-531-8300, which is a good number. It was a good number to come into. Now, Drew, your picks for today, you have the Blazers, as we just talked about, -2.
For a second, because I know that I sent you some picks last week. I had a pretty good week last week, but my weekend I went 16, 7, and 1 on my picks in the NBA and college, and then I went 2-0 in the Eagles game, and I went 2-1 in the Chiefs. So I went 4-1 in football and 16, 7, and 1 in basketball. So I'm on a little bit of a heater.
Yeah, you have been on. You've been on a heater for a while, because the week before, what were you, like 17-6 or something stupid, or 21-6 or something in basketball?
My NBA right now, I'm going pretty good, and that usually happens in the second part of the season with me. So
yeah, it does. Start getting on at www.huskerdrewpicks.com. See our boy. Anyway, you have the Blazers tonight -2 at the Hawks.
Yep. Again, talked about that. I look for that to be and I would trinkle a little bit on the over on that game too. I just think that's just a tough place to play. Nobody wants to go to Portland.
No, nobody does. Then of course, the Nets -9.
Yeah, and that you know what, that line kind of scares me, but I don't like the spot for the Lakers. I think you got one day where they probably sulked in the hotel, and they just that was a tough pill to swallow at Boston. And they got to turn around and play the Nets at full strength, and that's guard play for the Nets is superior to the Lakers.
To the Lakers, no doubt. No doubt, 100%.
It's just not a good matchup. Not tonight. Maybe down the road, but I don't. And I hope I'm wrong, I guess. But But I look for KD to have a big night. I look for Kyrie to absolutely use up our guards. Westbrook's gonna get
Gonna
tonight.
get abused. Then you have the T Wolves pick'em game.
Yeah, like T was, they're playing well, and again, Sacramento's not a very good road team. T Wolves have been on a little bit of a heater. They're playing well. They're long. They're getting good guard play. They're big inside. They're going to be dangerous in the playoffs. I wouldn't want to draw the T Wolves in the first round.
Yeah, then I like this one. The Warriors and Thunder over 242. And what's the
Yeah,
wonder? Was it 4.5? I think the Warriors are minus
I
4.5 or something like that.
I kind of like the Thunder plus the 5 points there. It's so dangerous betting against the Warriors
Yeah, it
because they
is.
get 8 points in 10 seconds. But but I like the over. I think that's going to be an exciting game in there tonight. I think the Thunder have been playing great. I mean, who would have thought that they'd have 24 wins before the All-Star break? I
Yeah.
damn sure.
Well,
That,
you and I both, you had picked what, 28 wins for them? 28, 29?
yeah. So no, I think I had 33, Matt.
No,
33.
oh, yeah, okay. Same thing, same as me. And when I had
Yeah.
40, remember I said 40, you thought I had lost my damn mind. You and everybody at the barbershop. That's because you had on that damn Allen Iverson jersey. If you had a real jersey on, you might,
Uh huh.
you might have agreed with me. College basketball tonight, Drew. You got Virginia and
Well,
Syracuse over 132.
hold on. I can't believe they're not touching on the Big 12's performance this weekend. And
Drew, I
Big
haven't
12.
got there yet.
Okay. Okay.
Our segment's not there yet, bro. Just answer this and then we'll get there.
And I was about to give Big 12 some props, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, but we're getting ready to get there. We just haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay. All right.
In fact, it's the next segment. Here's my deal. I had NFL scores, talk about the Super Bowl, NBA scores, NBA games, the break, Drew, Big 12 hockey. That was our breakdown. So, so anyway, Virginia,
I think
Syracuse.
all the cliff notes for the show today. So
That's,
I've been on the phone with the tax man all freaking
oh, enjoy that. That's not fun at all, bro. I already know that.
first experience with small business taxes, and I'm getting my ass handed to me.
Oh,
So
it's ugly.
go ahead.
Virginia and Syracuse over 132 and a half.
Yeah, man, you know what's crazy is every time that I bet the under, except when Virginia plays North Carolina, because it always goes under. Um, I always lose, and these two teams are going to play zone, and it's going to be physical. And the whole world is screaming take the under because I don't think that they're going to score 67 and 68 points apiece. But as soon as you do that, I think it's going to go over.
Yes, I agree 100%, bro.
because
100%.
because Syracuse can shoot it, and at the dome for whatever reason they can shoot, and they need a win. Syracuse needs a win bad because the ACC is probably not going to get but 5 or 6 teams in the tournament.
Go ahead, Drew.
I said that the ACC Syracuse needs this win tonight. Virginia obviously is in; they're probably a 1 or 2 seed, but the ACC is probably not going to get but 5 or 6 teams in the tournament. So,
Yeah, unlike what they normally get.
yeah, they normally get 8 or 9.
Yeah. Iowa State, Texas Tech over 128 and a half.
Yeah, I like that. Those are two good offensive teams. Iowa State needs a win. Texas Tech at home is going to play well. Should be a raucous environment. Should be a good backcourt matchup tonight. Iowa State's got 2 guards that can go, and Texas Tech's got a couple guards that can go. So that'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. And then, as Drew was alluding to earlier, the Big 12 scores from this weekend.
Man,
Alabama, man, OU couldn't miss, bro. I was
boy, I
like,
didn't see
amazing.
it at all.
I was telling somebody today, I said, college basketball and pro basketball is a one sport. Basketball really is. If a team
Yep.
gets hot, it doesn't matter how much better you are than them. If they get
Oh,
hot
yeah.
from three, it's over. It just
Yeah, it's
is.
demoralizing.
I mean, it just is. There's nothing you can do about it. Great game by the Sooners. They played good. They looked good. They were shooting the ball good. They played great defense. It was like Alabama just got hit in the mouth, tried to make a run. OU hit them with the left, and it was over. It was
Yeah,
absolutely over.
that can
Texas.
fall on you quick when teams start burying threes on you left and right, and you can't get your footing.
Yep, and a lot of the home teams won, and pretty much all the ranked teams won today or yesterday, except for Alabama, TCU both lost. Oh wait, TCU, Alabama, Iowa State, Auburn, God, but most of those games were on the road. Texas and Tennessee, that was a good game though. 12, number 10 Texas versus number 4 Tennessee.
Yeah.
Great game that was. Florida, man, Kansas State just kicked them. I was like, wow. I thought that game would be a lot closer than what it was, Drew.
Yeah, Kansas State's they're a tough squad, especially up there in the octagon or whatever
Yeah,
they call
whatever
it.
they call it.
They're a tough little team. They for whatever reason they found a couple guards that can go, and little 5'8" guard. He causes people a lot of problems, and I think Florida was a little overrated.
Clearly.
Yeah, I I'm not real sure how good they are, but K State jumped on them early, and back in the game, Florida had a little bit of a run there in the second half where they closed it to like 12 or 13 points, and then Kansas State just kind of cruised and pulled away from 'em. I'm not sure how much heart Florida had there in the second half to play. They were down 25 at the half or
Yep,
something.
yep. And then Kentucky and Kansas, that was a good game. They were just back and forth, back and forth. And
Kentucky's coming around. They're going to be tough towards the end of the year. And KU really needed that game. That was a good spot for Kentucky to get a quad one win. I mean, for Kansas to get a quad one win on the road. KU's tough. Losing 3 in a row. I didn't think they were going to lose 4 in a row.
no.
And that's a tough little stretch there where I'm sure Coach Self would like to have probably at least one more win out of those. But they'll be fine. I think they went up in the polls and they lost 2 out of 3 last
Well,
week.
can you imagine what their practices were like?
Physical.
Ooh, boy, I know they were ugly. Been a
Yep.
part of several of those. TCU, of course, losing at Mississippi State by 7,
Yeah.
74-81.
I had Mississippi State in that game. I've actually been quietly watching this Mississippi State team play, partly because they cost me money 2 or 3 times, but they got a pretty good squad, and they're kind of like the Portland of the SEC. Nobody start Vegas and play. It's out in the middle of nowhere. A bunch of cowbells.
Yeah, actually, Starkville is not bad, man. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun city if you're there.
But if you're an SEC team, they don't like going there.
No, they don't. It's not a lot, but it's. I've been there. It's a good time. Iowa State getting killed by Missouri. God dang.
Again, that's another one of your deals there where Missouri's hit 28 threes in 2 games.
It's stupid. And that's stupid. They get on a heater and it's over, dude. It's just like, man, who are you? Where are you getting this team from? Wow.
And Missouri, and they're not that good.
No, not really.
Play a couple times. I mean, if they're not hitting threes, they're a boom or bust.
I agree.
They're either all in or they're going to get beat pretty sound.
Yeah. Then you have Texas Tech, LSU. Texas Tech beat LSU at LSU, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, and that's at home they're tough, but I'm not real sure how good LSU is. I don't think that they're in the top echelon of the SEC. I think Texas Tech probably should have beat them. I'm of the opinion Texas Tech's probably in that bottom 4 of the
deal.
Big 12.
Yeah. Auburn losing by 3 to West Virginia. Now I saw that. That was a good game.
Yeah,
that was a good game. West Virginia did. But it's hard to win there in Morgantown, dude. That place is just hard to win, football or basketball. It's hard to win there.
There's a good coach, and they got a good physical basketball team, man. I mean, and that was a big game for them. That was another resume builder where West Virginia needed that win. They had that good quad one win against a top 15 school and pads their resume. And with the Big 12 going 7-3 in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, well, now what you're going to have is they're going to put a lot more weight on these Big 12 games. So
yes, they are.
And not so much weight on the losses, to where if OU loses on the road at West Virginia, well, that's not going to be a bad loss.
No.
To where now if they're beating a West Virginia, boy, that's a great win.
Yep, and it'll pad your resume for sure. Then you got Baylor 67, Arkansas 64.
That was a great game. Arkansas's got a quiet, pretty good team, and that's a tough place to go in and play.
Yeah,
and
Baylor.
they gave Baylor all they wanted.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And then, of course, our Cowboys to round it off, 82-60 over Ole Miss.
And Oklahoma State probably got the easiest draw. Ole Miss isn't very good,
Well, that's
but
because of the plane crash deal. That's what that was. That, by the way, that was tough, dude.
yeah,
I hate going. That's the one game of the year that I do not enjoy going to.
yeah, it's not much fun, man. It's just you and I both had friends on that plane.
Yep.
I think about Pat Noyes a lot every time that day comes around, and it just makes you realize how fragile it is, man. You go up there and you see those faces and how much talent went down, and you always try to. To me, I think Pat Noyes would have been an athletic director somewhere.
Yep. By
But
now. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. I agree. I
you
agree.
know,
Then,
they always beat the crap out of somebody that night.
yep. Then, of course, in Big 12 tonight on Big Monday, you've got Baylor, number 11, Baylor, number 10, Texas tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And then you have Iowa State at Texas Tech, also at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN2.
Yeah, I like that Baylor Texas game is a good game. That will be a seeding game, a seed line game. So I look for Texas to play well. Baylor coming off a hard fought win against Arkansas, which we discussed. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. I look for Texas to win. I think it'll be a physical game. I would say Texas covers late. It's a short line at 3 points.
Yep.
Texas has kind of got their sea legs back after losing their coach, so they're starting to play better. So we'll see.
We'll see. I agree. Okay, in Big 12 standings, though, Drew, I tell you, after this week, you've got Kansas State still atop at 6-2, 18-3 overall. You have Texas at 6-2, 17-4 overall. You have Iowa State 6-2, 15-5 overall, and then Kansas State, or excuse me, KU rounding out the top five at 5-3, which of course all three of their losses came back to back to back. 17-4. How are you?
Yep.
Are you sold on that Kansas State team, Drew?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Let's see how the rest of the season unfolds. They've got some tough. They've had a lot of home games.
Yep,
so
they have.
Let's see what they do when they got to come to Stillwater, and they got to go to Lloyd Noble, and they got to go to Allen Fieldhouse, and they got to go to the Hearn Center. I mean, they got some games coming up where we're going to see if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yes.
And, well, I think they'll probably finish fourth or fifth in that league. And I tell you what, and I'm really looking forward to this is the quarterfinals on Thursday at the Big 12 basketball tournament all day long. That is going to be a day just to get.
Yeah, that's on Thursday. Is that Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Thursday. So the tournament starts Wednesday. The play-in games.
This is Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Because instead of Sundays, yeah.
But that Thursday, I mean, if you just look at it, you could have some quarterfinal. You could have Texas, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Kansas, Baylor. I mean, all in that quarterfinal round, starting at 11:30 in the morning, going till 10 o'clock at night. I'm gonna be drunk.
Yeah, Drew, you're usually drunk. What are you talking about? You're going to be what? And because when I go with you, me, you, and the commander are usually drunk. So yeah, that's kind of how that works.
I got the California kid going to fly in for that.
So you're saying that? So you're saying that you won't be doing the show?
Oh no, we're going to be doing the show from the lobby. We going to show from the Sprint Center lobby, maybe across the street at Hooligans.
Yep. So, then of course you're rounding out the bottom. You've got Baylor 5-3. You've got TCU 5-3, and then OSU is sliding in there, Drew. They're 3-5 right now. They're kind of on a little run.
Yeah, they are, and they're tough. I mean, like I said, that division it's just it's a murderer's row. I mean, you're going to be up and down, but I think when it all filters out and it's all said and done, I think you're going to have Kansas State, Iowa State, Baylor. They're going to be your top four, and then everybody else is going to be fighting, for those to not be in that play game, because as well as I do, it's tough to win 4 games.
Yep, and then OSU, we've got to go to when we go to OU. Like, is that next week? I think that's next week.
No, this Wednesday.
Is that Wednesday? The first? Oh, the first? Yeah, I knew it was coming up soon, so that's going to be ugly. Then of course you got West Virginia 2-6, OU two and
Yep.
six, and then Texas Tech rounding it out
I
at
mean, just
zero
think
and
about
eight.
it. I mean, let's say you got Kansas, Kansas State, Iowa State, Baylor, whatever, however you want to filter them, your top four. Well, then you can say you got a Kansas, West Virginia, K State, TCU, uh, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Baylor, OU in that quarterfinal.
Ooh, man.
That's a full day of top 25
Yeah,
basketball.
that's a full lid right there. There's no question
There's
about
no
that.
easy.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I might have to go down for that. We'll see. Then, of course, NHL scores. We only had 2 games last night. The Maple Leafs beat the Capitals, and then hey, our boy, his Bruins, man, they're on a slide right now. Drew 4-1. They're on a
Yeah.
slide right now. I don't know, Ben. What's up, man? He's struggling right now. I think Drew.
Yeah. Look at those St. Louis Blues. Losers of 4 in a row.
Yeah, I mean it's you got to get there. You got to catch back up on
Big
that. So,
playoff. It's
but
not looking good.
but anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tonight. In fact, let me go ahead and get my keys, Drew, for the game, the Thunder game tonight. I
Or,
want them to get off to a good start. We got to try to match their physicality. Then we have to take care of the basketball, which is important. And then we got to limit the open looks. But the two main things is matching their physicality and limiting open looks, Drew, because they are just, I mean, when you bring in those big guys off the bench, Kuminga and them, they're just physical and they're strong and they can shoot and they're athletic and it's just amazing that they are what 20? What are they? 25 and 24.
yeah.
Let me see. What is the game tonight? Where is that? My Thunder game tonight. Yeah, the Warriors are 25 and 24, and the Thunder are 24 and 25.
Yep.
That's just insane, you know, when you look at that. But they've got some aid. They're trying to come around, but it seems like to me they played really well against the teams that they got, the Bostons and teams like that. And then when they play normal teams, they can't. It's like can't get it done. It's amazing how that works. So, but we find out what Wednesday or Thursday about whether SGA made the All-Star team, even though he was fourth in voting.
Be a travesty if he doesn't.
Yeah, you got Giannis and LeBron as the captains going against each other. If you're the first pick, who do you take?
KD.
You think LeBron would take KD over Steph?
Well, I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, that's who I would take. He's 6'10". But
Yeah, but he's still hurt though.
yeah.
So,
I don't know. LeBron and KD are boys, aren't they?
yeah, well, I mean, but I don't think KD is going to be back for the game, is he?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
yet.
I don't know if he's going to be there or be available. So we'll see. I know I'm taking Steph because
So
Giannis, huh?
Tonight against the Lakers? I didn't see that.
Oh, KD is a scratch. Well, if he's playing tonight, he's. If I agree with you. If I'm LeBron, I'm taking KD. But then because Giannis will take Steph.
I would assume that KD is playing with him being a 9-point favorite.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure out. I mean, who do you? I mean, to me, if I'm Giannis, I'm taking Steph.
Yep.
Giannis and Steph. Oh my God.
And then Embiid's gonna be right in there too.
Yep. Well, I'm sure he'll take. LeBron will take AD next.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would take AD first.
He might.
We'd see how he does that. I'm gonna take my boy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna wait and let Giannis take AD. I'm not gonna do that. Giannis and KD versus AD and LeBron. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then LeBron could take Steph. Then you got Steph, AD, and LeBron. That's nasty.
And then Trae Young come in there somewhere.
Yep. I agree. All right, brother. Way. Have fun today. Stay warm, man. Tell the girls I said hello. Tell the wife hello. And I'm getting ready to go to the gym, bro.
I think Thunder got to stay in it early. They can't get blown out in the first quarter.
No,
make the game up.
I think they'll be fine, dude. The SGA leads the NBA in scoring in the first quarter. It's not the first quarter the Thunder worry about. It's the second quarter when you've got to. Depends on who he starts. The second quarter. So.
Well, that's a nice little tidbit. I may have to look at a first quarter over.
Yep, he leads the NBA in first quarter scoring. So. And then the Thunder lead the NBA in third quarter differential, and have all year long. So, but it's the first and third quarters the ones he starts. It's the second and fourth that I worry about the Thunder. So, all right, my brother, be safe.
HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go Big Red.
Yep, that's my guy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go check him out. He is on a heater right now. And so if you want to make some money, hey, hit the boy up. Holler at y'all. Everybody have a safe day. Try to stay